last game, you guys got on the planet. You managed to enter the facility where you receive the life scans, and you um, you guys managed to decrypt the language and find a way to use all the to use their like consoles and things like that. And last thing that you guys learned was the fact that like the map of the thing. So now you have a map. So what do you guys want to do?
So Guy Fleegman is going to take his map and he's just going to start drawing little doodles all over it.
It's on a map or on a tablet, right? On a pad.
Yep.
And then he's going to transmit all those doodles to everybody else's map.
Ensign Fleegman, as much as the arts are appreciated, this is not the time for that. Could you identify where the main building with the stasis pods is?
Sorry about that, sir. I seem to have hit the wrong button for that.
The future autocorrect excuse.
I'm just gonna stare at him and wait for him to do what I said.
What did you say? Rybogian?
I asked him to identify where the pods were, essentially. The best route to the secure area.
Right. Let me try to clear these doodles out. Sorry. Oops.
I'll go with the doodles.
Can somebody send me the map again? I accidentally deleted everything.
Are you gonna RP Ricky, or is he just gonna be a body, Luke?
It's gonna be a body.
I mean, we could just send them. We could just tell him to go back to the shuttle.
No, he's gonna be just a body, and maybe sometimes I'll give you some small things from him, but I will not roleplay his character.
Okay.
Yeah, are we gonna Bernie's it with Ricky as Bernie?
Sela, why don't you take over and show this ensign how to use the tab, the pad?
I just hit the wrong button. If somebody sends me another map, I can redo it.
I mean, I don't have the map. I don't have the map except because it was in here.
No, he sent it to everybody with doodles, but still. I'm just gonna walk away and let you two deal with it while I talk to the doctor.
Yeah, no, I did not get it.
If you didn't get it, then there might be a problem with your pad, Commander. Because I did update everybody's maps with doodles, and then I accidentally deleted my map. It was all on accident, mind you. But yeah, you should have in your data pad. You should have the map with the doodles.
did look. Try and find it.
Yeah, you see Rick going to the console, and then you have a notification on yours that you received the new map, like the map again.
Thank you, Ricky.
Free of doodles.
And then I will proceed to doodle along it, the path towards the thing, and then send it to Ribo.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, on the map, it's you see all the facilities in the building, like everything is labeled and things like that.
Hmm. So if I was to head through the shortest route, where would I be going?
So the only like the pod facility is not on the map, but at the same time, that's the only thing that is missing from the map. So you have,
It's also huge,
yeah. So basically, I'm gonna
so
use the,
it probably leaves a big hole, right?
yeah, I'm gonna draw again. So like this is the center of the map, and this is oh, that's not right. Like this is the facility with like the rooms inside, and you see like all the facilities with like the names on them and things like that in corridors, but this one is missing. So I guess you want to go directly to the pod area.
Ryba dropped out. I don't know what happened.
Oh,
Guy made him mad and he left.
maybe it's because of the doodles.
Probably just internet trouble. I don't know. But yeah,
Looks like he's on Discord.
Yeah, just give it a sec.
Oh, nope, there you go. He went off. Looks like in problems.
So, does anyone wants to look at anything specific in the map or on the computer? Everybody has so many questions.
well, what are the facilities?
Um, you basically have the basic facilities like crew quarters. Um, then you have the recreation areas, or what should be the recreation areas. You have the medical area. Then a big portion is the reactor control room, like the power room. Then another sizable structure is the research area. And yeah, and then basically like the normal facilities. You also have like some senior staff quarters and the and there's like a some sort of like a guest area like for civilians. But the only thing that kind of stands out is that the power room is big, the research room is big, the medical area is not that big, is like a some sort of like medium to small size, and yeah, and that's kind of it.
Well, any information we can get from this place may help us in the long run. So we'll head to the research facility and the reactor, right, Mr. Rabba?
I mean, yeah, he didn't came back. Now my question is, do you want any other information that you might find in the computer? Because you guys still have access to the computer.
Yeah, we need to get, I guess, download the as much of the contents of the computer as we can, or at least sift through it and see what's pertinent. Problem is, with an alien technology, you don't know what's pertinent.
Yeah, I mean, this is like a normal console. So there's not it doesn't you don't get like a lot of access from it.
So we're this is just like a general facilities console type thing.
Uh it's more like the crew quarters console. So it has access to, I would say, basic information. Are you back, Royba?
Yep.
Yeah, so I the doctor asked me, like I said, that you guys have access to the map, and if you want, I would say what I told to the doctor. You see the basic facilities on the map. The the power room is quite large. The research room is quite large. The medical room is like small to medium size, and then you have the normal quarters. You have the captain quarters as well, or like the senior staff quarters, and then you have another small section for like civilians, I would say.
No.
Where are we?
You're in one of the crew quarters.
Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna head in the direction of the or in the direction that we think that the pods are in. But if we pass by the research or the medical areas, for example, then I would take a detour and go inside to have a look.
Uh, to get there, it seems that there's an entrance from the research lab. Like you see the
Perfect.
door, but it doesn't say where it goes.
Do we want to check out the reactor and the research lab both before we head over there to see what type of information we can get, or just flail around blindly some more?
I'm not sure there's a need to see the reactor unless Sela has an interest to do so.
I mean, I would like to take a look at it, but if you don't, that's fine.
Okay, we can have a quick look. How far away is the reactor on the map from where we are?
So just to make like an idea, I would say you're kind of somewhere here, and then like I would say you're like here, the big room. Ah, come on. So you're like here, this is the lab. And the reactor room is here, and the entrance, I would say it's somewhere here. So you basically need to go through the lab to get to the reactor or the power room.
Okay, well, let's head to the research lab then. I'll ask. His name is covered up by his the token, but is it Fleetman or something like that? Yeah, Fleetman. Vincent Fleetman, can you take point?
Right. Yes, sir.
Ricky.
Okay, so you guys go through all the rooms. Um, and there's nothing like you get the normal rooms and the normal doors. The only thing that it's like the access that you require to go for each room is different, but since you already hacked the system, it wouldn't be hard for you, and you managed to get into the lab. And right now, you're in a part of the lab, and there's like a lot of rooms with a lot of equipment. And there's a lot of like different type of pods and different type of equipment that you can like see visually.
I'll point to the one of the pods and gesture to the doctor and Sela and say, "Do you two want to check that out?"
I guess.
I'll ask Fleetman to secure the door and pull Ricky with me to a computer terminal nearby. I'm also going to whip up a quick hack on Fleegman's pad and disable Doodles. That.
Give
Now that we have the interface for the computer system, is opening the doors a lot easier?
yes. It only requires different access, but you can go for the doors. Because, like, Ribe already hacked it, so it's not something really hard to hack. At least not until you got here. So, you have two teams. One is Rybot with Rick that are looking at a console, and one is the doctor with the engineer that is looking at a pod. So, Saline and the doctor give me a control engineering difficulty 2 for Saline and not reason medicine. I would say a difficulty 1 for the doctor.
Focus for me. Do you have a focus?
Do you have anything in cryopod technology?
Computers?
No.
Okay.
Other than xenobology, I don't think I have anything.
In this case, xenobiology would apply because the information that you get is not about the pods; it's about the aliens. Okay, so Zenith gets 1 momentum for team. Okay, Saline, this, like what you are looking at, is a cryopod, and that's the that's the best you can get. It's like a cryopod that is there. And doctor, what you get is quite interesting because you, from the shape of the pod, the alien creature is taller than the human. You see that it has multiple limbs. Like the arms, it seems that they are 2, but feet like 6. But at the same time, it's very weird because he's not like a spider type. He's like a human type. And then you see that they are very thin, like a. It's like a human in shape. And from what you see on this pod, and you kind of figure out, it's like humans. Our cryotechnology is based on the fact that they are freezing people. This is based on the fact that they are putting them to sleep. And you, like, putting something to sleep would still make it age. So, from what you can figure out, those aliens might have the ability of, like, when they are sleeping, to make their body shut down or something like that.
Kind of like a hibernation.
Kind of like a hibernation, yeah. But at the same time, a hibernation would still make you age. So you don't know, like, you figure out they have a special ability when they sleep or something, because otherwise it wouldn't make sense putting somebody to sleep for a long period of time, because they will die of old age in the end.
Is there any brain activity or anything?
From the pod, you cannot figure that out.
Okay.
You kind of see only the shape of the alien and what they were doing with the pod, but that's it. You don't have an alien in the pod. And there's like a console next to the pod, and when you access it, you see that you managed to get the fact that this pod was a prototype and they were testing it, but they didn't do any actual tests with, like, live creatures. They will still. This is one of the first prototypes.
They were doing like load tests and stuff on and make sure if there was any glitches and things like that, right?
Yes. Like in this room specifically, it seems that there's not a lot of, like, information that you can get except what they already gave you.
No information on why they were looking into some type of stasis pod.
Uh, Especially not from a stasis pod place. Ryba?
Yep. Do you guys vocalize anything you say, anything you find out, or is it? You just...
They are in another room. So even if they shout, they need to open communications. And the
Right.
thing is that both of what you guys doing are kind of happening at the same time. So after your scene, you can have an interaction between the teams if you want. Raiba, you are Ritrik at a console. What do you want to
Yep.
do?
Well, I want to see what I can find out about what they're doing in this lab.
Um, so any specific console that you are going to?
Are they labeled, or
Uh,
I'll just pick one, or one that looks important.
okay, I would say that you can look on the map and figure out which one is the chief scientist's room and work on his console. Um, yeah, give me a control security difficulty 3.
No focus, I take it.
Computers, because you're hacking.
Oh, didn't
Oh, I
realize
said
security.
no. Control science. Sorry.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Control science.
I thought it was going to attack me or something.
No. 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 No.
In that case, I will buy 2 die with momentum. Oh, actually, no, 1 because I already get the bonus 1.
So that's 2 momentum.
Yeah.
One more die.
You're right. Never mind.
So that's 1 momentum. And you managed to get inside the console. And what um, you find out is this lab was tasked, like the specific part of the lab was tasked to create a good cryopod for the aliens. And you see that there were different departments, and the specific department was taking care of the fact that they needed to make like a good cryopod. And there was another department that was like based on medical, and the another department based like different department based on just the sole purpose of creating um, a stable cryopod and creating like making it happen. Because you look for the logs and you realize that they didn't had this technology, they develop it in this specific building. And you see that this specific building was put in place for this sole reason.
And there's nothing that says what that reason is or what they need the pods for.
It's there is a name that the translator cannot actually translate, and it's one of those things that it doesn't actually have a translation. It's just a name. Like your name is
Yeah.
Raiba, that doesn't have a translation. That's a name. And it seems because of that, they wanted to build this facility. And there's no specific data on that specific phenomena, because it definitely doesn't relate with the cryopods.
Yep. Okay. I would do a quick search of anything to do with AI or
Yeah, one of the like you start searching about AI and you realize that there's no AIs mentioned in here. The best thing to an AI, the closest thing is a software. But there's no actual AI. And it's very weird because you see that they were advanced enough to have at least like some sort of like AI.
yeah. Okay, can I download the specs?
For the pods?
Yeah,
Yes, you have access to the specs. You
I'll
see,
download it.
yeah, you see, there's different version that they tried, and
The one
then
that, or the most recent build.
yeah, and then the last build that they used, it wasn't even properly tested. Yep, if you have any more questions, I would answer one question for free.
Is there anything that's behind a password or encrypted or anything like that?
Um, Everything was encrypted, but you managed to go to break it because it when it comes to computers, like you realize that this facility is not connected to the outside, and for that reason the the protection is not that big.
Right. Okay. Okay. In that case, I'll head back to the others with the specs.
Yeah, you find them in another room looking at a pod.
So, what can you tell me about this then?
Zinad?
Yeah, I'm here. Did I miss something?
I think Raibo said something.
Yeah, I asked you guys for a situation report, basically.
Oh, we found a prototype cryopod. They are not what we've come across, um, what Starfleet's come across before for cryopods. They apparently just put the subject to sleep. They don't actually freeze them. So technically, it's not a cryopod.
It would be more of a bed.
Well, no, it seems to be an induced sleep, but with
Hibernation chamber.
without
Yes.
without actual knowledge of their physiology, I can't really make any assumptions.
So you would liken it to an induced coma.
Something like that. A hibernation, a sleep, an induced, like I said, an induced sleep state. Um,
Well,
but
I've managed
they're
to read the specs, so I'll
Are
send
they
them
frozen
over.
in carbonite?
Isn't it like the guy at the door?
I didn't catch that, Luke.
I was saying, isn't like the guy at the door? I was talking with the Kvo because he's playing the guy.
Possibly.
So he's not there to say anything.
I'm not sure if it's me, but you're going quite robot.
He was for me earlier.
I am going robot.
You were earlier. Right now, you're fine for me.
Okay. So, what do you guys want to do?
I want to try and investigate another cryopod to see if we can find a non-prototype version.
I mean, Rybot just said he has the schematics. You can have a look at that if you want.
I guess look at the schematics.
Um, reason or insight engineering difficulty 3.
Focus?
You have anything with cryopod technology?
No, because I'm using my pad to look at the schematics. Would that be computers?
Computers only apply when you're actually working on a computer, when you're hacking, things like
Okay.
that. Not when you're having a computer in your hand.
I'd like to buy next to dice.
With.
Momentum.
Okay.
I will reroll that 0.
So you look over. I said insight or reason. Let's see, what's your score?
Insight is the same as my control.
Okay. Um. So you see that this cryopod that you're looking at, it's almost the same as the normal ones, but it's not, definitely not based on the fact that it's freezing the subject, but it definitely keeps the subject in a cold environment, and it's the it of course it needs power to function, and it can never activate from the outside, and the subject is in some sort of like deep sleeping state.
So basically, the subject itself has to activate it.
No, he cannot. Yeah, I mean, somebody from the outside needs to activate it.
Others said it can't be accessed from the outside.
From the inside. Like, for example, if the subject wakes up for any reason, he cannot get out of the pod.
Okay, I thought you said. I first thought you said it could not be operated from the outside.
That'd make it kind of pointless.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the things that you notice.
Can I try and figure out
What
open
was,
one? Can I try and figure out how to open one?
yeah, I mean, it has the controls on the outside, or from what you can tell, all of them are connected to a main console. but none of them have wireless connection, to say like that.
Okay, but just so we're clear, um, opening stasis stasis pods, suspended animation pods, without knowing why the people were put in said pods is a bad idea.
Yeah, I'm not going to actually open it. I just want to see how if we wanted to at some point to open it.
Okay, it's just in it saying that that's a bad idea.
Yeah, I realize I wouldn't actually open it. Just trying to figure out
Yeah,
how to open if we wanted to.
you're only looking at a schematic right now of one of the pods.
Mm-hmm.
The so the only thing that you might want to check out, doctor, is the medical side of the lab. Because you still didn't like understand that part of the process, like the actual aliens part of the subject. And from what Rybot told you, it's like in that section. Saline, just so you know, Guy, you don't see Guy.
Okay. I thought he was with us because he did say he uses Zenith's pad, and then is with me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but before I told like Guy that he was like Rybot told him to guard the door. So he shouldn't be near you guys.
Okay.
So what do you guys want to do?
Um, let's make our way through, or try and make our way through the door. I guess it's a secure door in the lab that would head towards the pods.
It goes to something that you don't know what it is. But you can speculate that that's the pods.
Yeah, well, have a look at the big door in the lab that indicates that it's somewhere secure.
Yeah, so when you try to exit this room, the doors doesn't automatically open. So you're kind of stuck in the room.
What you mean? You mean the room with the pod in it, or just the lab in
Yes.
general?
No, the room with the pod in it.
And guys outside that room.
Yes. But you don't see him. He's at the end of a corridor.
Ryba to Ensign Fleegman.
Yeah.
We appear to be stuck in the computer lab, or the cryopod lab. Could you try and open the door from your side?
How do I do that again? Just kidding. I'll try and open it here in a second.
Would be much appreciated.
So where was Jenna and I?
Right next to me in the lab.
So yeah, guy is going to move to head to try and open the room that they locked themselves in.
Yeah, the I guess you know why the door is locked, like outside of character, right? Like your character flipped the switch on the wall. And nothing happened when he flicked the switch. Now Raiba is asking you to open the door. Yeah, uh, like Raiba, the doors immediately open.
Okay. As soon as it clicks, I'll push it open and usher the others out. Thank you, Ensign.
I just say, guy, did you do anything?
Nope. Well, other than opening the door after you guys managed to get yourselves locked in there. Where are we going next?
I'd like to see what's through the those doors.
We were
And I'll
locked
check
in.
the pod room. Well, the direction of the pod room doors.
Yeah, Doc, couldn't you tell? I mean, wasn't Ryby like pushing uselessly against a door that wouldn't open?
I wasn't trying to get out, so I didn't notice.
Yeah, apparently you guys locked yourselves in there.
Well, it wasn't me. All I did was scan this thing over here.
Yeah, it probably wasn't me, because all I did was look at the scan the pod and then look at the schematics.
I figure it was Guy's fault.
Yeah, probably.
Away.
It wasn't me. I didn't do anything out here. Anyway, we're heading that way, right?
Can I make an
Okay.
insight?
Let's just focus on the task in hand.
Can you do an inside check on what, Sadie?
I was gonna say, can I do an insight check to see if guy's telling the truth?
Um, inside security difficult opposed. Is inside right, Quo?
Yeah, it would be inside security against my presence security, maybe.
Okay.
If only I had a focus, then we've gotten 4.
Um, I guess you spend the momentum.
Yeah, I did use a momentum. But it's a complete tie, so you can't tell one way or the other, Celine.
If only I had a focus.
Yeah, you definitely cannot tell if he's lying or not. So, so I guess you guys are going uh to the door. from the lab to the
Yep.
cryo?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, you get to the door, and it seems that the door is locked. And when you put your artificially made hands, put them inside there, it definitely tells you that your security level is not high enough. So I guess right by you want to try to hack it?
Yep.
Can I assist?
Yes. It's a control science difficulty 4, and the complication range is 2, or it's up by 2.
So 3.
Yes.
We'll buy a die for 1 momentum and 1 threat.
When does your extra die applies?
If I'm correct, just whenever he's using a computer.
No, it's whenever I'm doing a task which involves programming or study of a computer program or a system.
I guess hacking is programming.
Yeah. I mean, it's computer expertise, so it's basically software side of it rather than.
Yep. You managed to hack it.
Yeah, I'll. Ensign Fleetman, can you take point again? And I'll follow close behind him this time.
Sure, sir.
Yeah. He gets into a big and long, or maybe not big, but a long corridor that it seems to end up into a very round room. And from where you are, you see like a console in the middle, or like a pillar in the middle, and then like pods on the wall.
Are there any life signs in the pods,
Um,
or are they empty?
Give me control medicine. Difficulty 2. No, I would say difficulty 1, because like you were already through the door.
Does focus apply?
Um, I don't think you have a focus that would apply. Now you don't have a focus that would apply, and you generated 1 momentum.
I'm doing a security scan for the area. If you want me to roll for it, I will. But if not, then that he's just doing the security thing.
Yeah, give me control. Security difficulty 2.
In that case, I would like to use momentum for an extra die.
Okay.
Good thing I bought that third die.
One of the things that you definitely notice, it's on those in the corridor. There's definitely scanners, and you kind of noticed things in the wall. And I'm telling you that because you saw the ones when you entered the facility.
Hey, good job, Commander Ryba. You did not set off the security for this room, for this corridor.
I mean, you guys didn't go through the corridor yet. You're at the. You just barely opened the door and you went through the door.
Oh, so we don't know if it activated or not.
Yeah.
Okay, well then, in that case, I will mention that first off. Okay, looks like there are more scanners in here and turrets.
Basically, to make an image, like the corridor is like this is the center of the room, and the corridor is like this from the entrance. And you kind of end up in the middle of the room here, and where you see the dot, um that is like a console there, and then what you see from where you see like this rows of cryopods on the wall. And the sensors are kind of all over the corridor, but the turrets are, I would say that there are like one here, one here, one here, and one here.
Okay, well, as the security officer, I'm going to hold up my hand for them to wait. You guys wait here. I'm going to see if these turrets pop out.
So, are you gonna go towards the turrets?
Yep, with my tricorder out, ready to emit the jammer if I need to.
And the floor behind him, fairly close.
All right, well, I mean, I'm on the security. I'm not in charge here, so yeah, I guess if he's right behind me, he's right behind me.
Did I get any life signs? Because Guy started his scan right after that. I never got any information on that.
Yeah, I'll give you the information in a bit. Uh, to make it short, yes, you did receive life signs, and it seems that almost all the pods are with life signs, but they are very faint life signs.
So about what you'd expect from suspended animation.
Yes. So you are here, guy. So what do you want to do? Like the lines, the black lines are sensors, and you have 4 turrets. One here, one here, one here, and one here.
And you said those dashes are the sensors areas?
Yes.
I'm gonna move to there for now.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nope. 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 The four turrets come out of the wall.
All right. Well, in that case, I'm going to emit that jammer and yell out, "Get back!"
Give me fitness security difficulty free. Because the turrets will turn and start firing on your position. Or like on the position that you are when they activated.
Yeah. So they pop out, and the ones behind me swinging towards me, the ones in front of me just open fire.
Yes. But like I would say that maybe this is a bad representation because the turrets should be like this, all of them. Because that was the point. That's why they only activated when you were in the middle.
Yeah. Get me in a crossfire. Yeah. All right. So difficulty 3, fitness security. I am going to. I'm going to buy 2 extra dice. Yeah, so you're going to get 2 threat. I'm going to use up that last momentum. Oops, I forgot to roll the 4th one. Yeah, that sucked. Alas, poor guy. We knew him well.
So you take 8 damage. Yeah. Raiba,
Yeah,
you
I'm
see
gonna.
you see guy trying to do what he did, and at the point the turrets activate and start firing, like directly firing on his position, he managed to jump to the side, but the turrets managed to hit him. 3 of the turrets managed to hit him.
Yeah, I'm gonna whip out my phaser and fire at that turret.
I would like to point out that that causes an injury to me. If it's lethal attack, then I'm seriously injured. If not, then I'm just stunned. But I am out of combat.
Yeah, you're. That's lethal. It's supposed to be lethal.
Okay, then. So, yeah.
So you're dead if you don't get
So, um, Raiba, give me a control security difficulty 2.
So when I see Viber pull out his phaser, I pull out my phaser and fire on this one.
It's not your turn yet, Celine.
Can I use my determination with if I can help, I will? Because I'm in
I
command
don't.
and I want to use a crewmate, basically.
I don't think that would apply here.
I mean, I'd let it. I mean, if he can help, he will, because, if the turrets aren't taken out, then we can't get to Guy who's down
Okay.
or other.
Well, I mean, or I can like burn it and change it at a later stage to like, you know.
I mean, yeah, I would say it stands if you want to.
Yeah, I think it works. Yeah, I'll use that to get the crit.
Okay, now. Uh,
I still roll, right?
yes, 2 dices if you don't want to buy more. Yeah, roll me damage.
Like 2.
I guess that's 3 damage.
Looks like it to me.
Um, give me a control fitness difficulty. Oh no, hold on. First, I need to roll.
Which one did you take? So just the first one?
Okay, and yeah, give me a control fitness security difficulty. I would say 1. Yeah, the turret turns towards you and attacks you. You take 2 damage. So, Sadine, you said you want to do something?
Yeah, when I saw Viber pull out his phaser, I'll pull out mine and shoot this one.
Control security difficulty 2.
Could I use a value? The crew is my family. The crew is my family.
I will allow it.
I would like the automatic to crit.
Okay.
And then just normal wall.
You generated 2 momentum. Roll damage.
I need to add my fitness to that, correct?
Um,
My security.
no, hold on. Let me see. What did you do wrong on your character sheet?
It happens sometimes. I just corrected it. But yeah, you need to roll 2 challenge die.
Yeah, roll 2 more challenge die. After you put how many challenge die, you always press enter. Okay, so you do 4 damage to the turret. And now
Security's 3, which is why I was like, and the base is 2. So 3. So 3 plus 3 is 6.
3 plus 2 is 6.
Because if I rolled 5 with 2 security, I have 1 more security.
Sorry, I thought his security was 2. Sorry, I was looking at Ryba's roll, what he'd rolled. But so yeah, add 1 more security.
So with a type 2 phaser and a security of 3, it should be 6 challenge dice.
Correct.
Yeah, no, the thing is that he said that 2 plus 3 equals 6.
No, that's a 3 plus 3.
No, you said 2 plus 3, man.
Oh, I guess you misspoke.
That's what you said.
Yeah, I was just stuck on the literally what he said. I was like, since when?
I misspoke then.
That's fine.
Also, I need to roll an extra challenge die for my determination.
You need to do what?
A determination because eventually I need to roll an extra. I need to roll another challenge die.
Oh, your veteran skill.
Yeah, see if he keeps his determination or not.
Okay, you get your determination back. Okay, now the turret.
So how much damage? So that will be 4? Or how much damage is that?
Yeah, it was 4 damage.
Roll me a fitness security difficulty. Let's see, difficulty 1. So you fire at that turret, and then the turret turns around and fires at you, and you manage to dodge it. You manage to jump away from its line of fire, since it took some time to turn around. Doctor, What are you gonna do?
I pull out my phaser. Can I take a? Can I charge it on this turn as well, or did I
Yes.
use my minor action to pull it out?
You can use your minor to charge it or to aim. You can even do area. The problem is that if you
Hit guy in that.
the problem with area is that if you get more than 2 effects, you're gonna hit one of your friendlies.
Yeah, that's what I said. Um, okay, I'm actually going to use it to aim and not charge. Use the minor
Okay.
action tag.
Technically speaking, if you didn't have your phaser drawn, it will take a minor to pull it and a minor to aim, which would cost 1 momentum for a minor.
Yeah, that's why I
Okay,
didn't do it.
what I was asking. All right, so no, I won't. I won't aim then. I'll just pull it out and fire. Can I use my value rough and tumble doctor since this is a fight?
What was your? Can you say your determination again?
It's a rough and tumble doctor.
Yep, you can use it.
And phasers are a energy weapon, so I have a focus that applies. Correct?
Um. Yes.
Yes.
And that's control security.
Difficulty 2. So you get 1 momentum. Are you a veteran?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Then you can roll me damage. Are you using a phaser cannon, Doctor?
Your sheet is already set up for a Type 2 phaser, isn't it? All you have to do is hit the com badge next to it.
Because what you shot is like a. Yeah, there you go. What you shot it was a phaser cannon, not a phaser pistol.
Sorry.
Which one are you shooting at?
Both of these front ones have been hit, correct?
Yes. Are you firing at that one?
Yes, the one.
I would say try and find the back one to get as much of it away from Guy as we can.
So.
Well, trying to get rid of them as fast as we can. So I'm not going to just fire on another one and damage it a little bit.
Doctor, you fire at the turret and you see the turret turning towards you. Give me a control. No, you don't need to give me. You try to jump away from its fire, but then the turret just breaks down.
Congratulations, you killed the turret.
Do you guys want? What do you want Rick to do?
Shoot the other one.
What?
I would say fire at this one.
Yeah, that's what I said. Shoot the other one.
Sounds like something Rick would do.
Yeah, you guys roll for him.
I'll do it.
I think the only one who can. We don't have access to a seat.
What? What did you say, Sadie?
I think only him and Viba actually can, because none of us have access to a seat other than those two.
Cavell does, really.
Yeah, is either a Kaval, either way, Ryba.
All right, so one momentum for an extra die. And aiming. Wait, no, I can't because yeah,
No,
minor
you
action can pull it.
can he reroll that?
No, he does not have cautious security.
And it's too late to use his determination, correct?
So he doesn't hit.
Now the question is, what type of complication might that be? Actually, I have a possible suggestion for one.
No, I would say that he's aiming for this one. This is actually a complication that will help you. He's gonna aim for this one, but because he's bad aim, his aim will go towards this turret. And he's still gonna miss that turret, but then that turret will turn towards him. Will turn towards him and fire at him. Oh, are you gonna keep the complications? Sorry.
Yeah, sure. Let's keep that complication.
Where's the turret? And I'm gonna buy one extra thing because this will be a difficulty 3 because it's quite a long range. Okay, rolling damage. Roll me fitness, security. I would say difficulty 1. So it will be, hold on, 1, 2, yeah, 1. Yep, the turret fires at him and he managed to jump away from the turret. And this turret still, like, it's still aimed. It's still aimed at the guy, but it doesn't fire anymore.
Well, probably not, because it registered that guy went down.
Guy is no longer the threat. It's us. We get shut out now.
Which is better than him. It's better to spread the damage and one person take all the damage.
Now, here's a question: was I able to, as Guy, emit the jammer for the sensors?
They don't know if you manage or not. Or nobody even tried to see you
Plus,
managed or not.
frequency.
What was that, Raiba?
Did he frequency at any time, or did he just keep it to himself? I can't remember.
I think it was set up for his tricorder. He never shared that information.
Nobody asked.
Okay.
But then you, if you guys think about it, you have the hints of what's going on. For one momentum, I will point the hints out again. Or you can
Or
just
you can just
or you can just continue on what you're doing.
Is the hint the fact that it only fires at the person who fired at it?
Well, except for Guy.
That's the thing. The only one left that's aiming still at Guy didn't fire. Period. We don't know if that's because he went down. We don't know if it's because the jammer went off. We don't know what.
I mean, you're down.
Yeah. Can I use my backdoor into Fleetman's pad essentially and get the signal?
Give me control science. I would say no. You don't need to roll. I would say that you managed to see that the signal is active from his pad.
Ah, okay. Can I broadcast it on my pad?
I mean, the range of the signal should be able to cover the whole corridor. But yeah, you can do that as well if you want.
When I do that, do the pads still? None of them are pointing at me anyway, are they?
No, none of them is pointing at you anyway. Because the one that was pointing at you is down.
Okay, I'm gonna slowly walk towards Fleeman and see if the turrets react.
Yeah, none of the turrets are reacting. They are staying on the same position.
And if that's the case and we're technically out of combat at the moment, as Guy, I will go, medic, help.
I mean, first of all, is like anyone gonna fire at a turret? Because Raiba definitely didn't give an order for people to stop firing.
I'm gonna fall, but the fact that when he walked up, they didn't fire, that we don't need to fire on them anymore.
Doctor?
Technically speaking, Rabbit didn't even give the order to open fire on them.
Yeah,
Well,
that's true.
I opened fire. I'll take it that they are perfectly able to shoot once I start shooting.
Thing, you didn't give the order to fire. You didn't give the order to cease fire.
Yeah, I haven't told them to stop. Like,
I mean-
basically, I wouldn't want them to stop if they if the guns started shooting me when I move forward. So I haven't told them to stop yet.
Yeah, that's what
And
I'm
this is all
saying.
happening pretty quickly, so I haven't told them to stop. Yeah.
Um, I Zenith, what is your character gonna do?
If none of them are firing, he's going to move towards Guy.
I just Raiba, odds are even.
Even.
Rick is gonna fire at this turret here. So give me a control security difficulty 2.
For Rick.
Yes.
One momentum for an extra die.
Okay.
He really sucks at this.
Yeah, he really sucks at this. And
Hey, one bonus momentum.
no, you don't get it. Only on a successful test.
Sorry.
So the turret turns towards him and fires.
Zinna has moved a bit forward, right?
And it misses.
If we were playing Ricky, I would give the raspberry.
I was gonna say, Vicky, don't fire.
I think it's your turn, Sela.
Yeah, I mean, he said don't fire, so Ricky is gonna stop firing. So
I think we're out of combat then. Because
So-
I'm not firing, Zen's not, Vic's not, and you're not.
yeah, so if nobody fires,
Okay.
we are out of combat. So Zenith, give me a control medicine, and I think it's difficulty 2 for stabilizing him.
It's either 1 or 2.
I would say a 2. No, I would. Yeah, I would say a 2. Yeah, I'll keep it 2 because it was lethal. The doctor, you don't care about his life.
Apparently not.
I mean, why didn't you buy an extra die? I mean, don't you have like cautious medicine or something like that, or bold?
No, I don't have cautious medicine or bold or anything. I'll go ahead and you gonna let me buy one just after the fact. I didn't even think about that.
I will let you roll again,
Okay, I'll buy an extra dice.
but that will come with a cost. So
Basically,
Okay.
Fleetwind won't be able to do anything for the rest of the mission.
yeah, that's the cost.
Yeah, I guess.
And that's like 2. I'll explain. So you're gonna buy one extra die with momentum.
Yeah.
Okay, control medicine, 3 dices, and you have a focus. So that is 4 successes. So you got 2 back, and you managed to stabilize him, but he is still unconscious, and somebody needs to get him out.
Okay, do we take him back to the shuttle or do we have the ship beam him out?
That's your call.
Ryba to Caliban.
No response. I think the doctor tried that last time.
Yeah, we're in a different area, so I thought maybe whatever.
In the most secure
It's
area?
so
Hey, it's worth a try.
so what I do is I try and get to the satellite. So like remember I used the probe as a booster basically.
It
Yeah, but that's
doesn't work.
miles away.
It doesn't work. I
I mean,
didn't.
the probe is all the way by the shuttle. It's
Yeah,
really far away.
so Saline, first of all, I didn't let you do it because there was no point. And second of all, even if you did it, it wouldn't work.
We're taking it with us if he's stable.
And while the doctor is doing the thing, the turrets just go back into the ceiling.
Right, but you okay if someone hit you?
Hmm?
I said to Rebel, are you okay? I saw one of the balls just hit you.
Yeah, I'm alright. It's a bit just a graze.
He's
I looked at the
definitely
doctor.
bleeding, doctor.
All right, I looked up the injury stuff.
With that role, with triage, I can spend the momentum and diagnose Ryba as well.
I'm not sure I need a diagnosis.
Yeah,
I'm just
you don't
bleeding.
need the diagnostic. He's just he definitely like he had like some sort of like I would say bullet that went like it grazed him, so he's kind of scratched more than anything.
It wasn't aimed anywhere particular, right?
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
So does the building we're in have a communications array?
What was that, Sadine?
So does this building have a communications array or something like that?
We don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
I mean, maybe on the map there's like a communications room or something.
There was none.
Oh, okay, cool.
And from the
But anyway,
computer, when you hack it, you saw there was no outside connection with anything, like purposely made like that.
yeah. Well, if he's stable, then let's continue taking him with us.
Yeah. Now here's the thing: if his role was to stabilize my character, that's a difficulty 1. Treating my injury is a difficulty 2.
Yeah, okay. I'll do it like this, just so there's no discussion. The guy is out of the picture, and he needs to be carried out.
Yeah, I'll get Ricky to do that.
And Ricky takes him and moves
No,
him
he'll
out.
take him with us.
Oh, are you gonna take him with you?
If he's stable, I'll take him with us. Yeah, I'm not gonna just send them all the way back to the shuttle. That's miles away.
No, but you can send him outside, and then from the outside he can be beamed on the ship.
I mean, if
That would be the best way to get both him and Ricky out of the picture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if he's stable,
I would say for the purpose of simplifying this, yes, because that was why I wanted to spend that threat and get him down. So
Because Ricky's not here, so his character staying there's no point to it.
yeah, I mean he already like used he translated everything for you. So now the universal translator
No, I
can
get
do.
that. It's just from my position, I wouldn't want to split like the party, so to speak, sending one guy with an injured crewmate all the way back to the shuttle through hostile territory potentially.
Well,
But yeah,
it's
it's okay.
just sending him out far enough to where he can get a signal to the ship, and they'll beam them up from there.
I
Yeah,
would
yeah, I get that.
also ask that they then beam back another security officer.
Yeah, just to simplify.
Yeah, that's SOP.
Yeah, just to simplify all this, is Rick and the guy will go out and be beamed on the ship, and then you guys will manage to get to the console, because it's not like we are almost done with the episode and there's nothing else that's gonna happen. So just to simplify it and not get caught up on details.
Okay.
And um outside of character, and honestly, I got Guy out of the picture because I think he's the one that's gonna do silly shit. And then again, Rick is not here, so that's why I got him out of the picture.
What? What do you mean?
It's just revenge for Taylor.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
all know that.
Yeah, that's when we all know that.
So
Standard.
you guys managed to get inside of
Do
the
I go
room.
back to full HP because it's the end of the scene? Or well, I don't know if it's the end of the scene.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Raiba.
Okay, cool.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. We are gonna do
Yeah,
the.
but just from a mechanical point of view.
Yes, you're gonna get like I. There's no even. That's why I don't even want to make the doctor roll for that, because I would say that that's a control medicine difficulty 0 to roll, but like you
Okay,
gonna.
cool.
There's no point.
Okay, let's continue on the corridor then.
Okay, so you get at
I'll
you get at the end, and you get to this console, and when you look around you, there's rows after rows after rows, and rows over rows of rows with cryopods.
Doctor, are you getting life signs from these cryopods?
Very weak life signs.
But
But
it
that would be normal from suspended animation.
All of them?
Most of them. There are a few that aren't.
And what's your prognosis for what would happen to them if we took one out?
Well, first off, without finding out why they were put in there in the first place, that's a bad idea, sir.
Well, what's your suggestion then?
Well, we found nothing on any of the consoles so far, correct?
Yep.
Maybe try and see if there's information on that on this one.
Okay.
Raiba, give me a control. Give me a control science difficulty 1 with a focus. And increase the complication range to 3. Um, you start pushing buttons on the console, and first thing that you realize that there's a timer.
Right.
And the timer says that it's at least 100 more years, like human years or Starfleet years, until the pods will automatically open. Then again, there is a pod that it's to make a representation. Just make it really fast. So this is the room in the console, and then you have the rows of cryopods like this and this and stack upon each other, but there's a pod here in the floor that doesn't have a timer. Or it's not tied.
Where?
Like, you see the other dot here? Like here.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So it's in the floor there. And you see it's not connected with the other pods. And when you access that specific pod, you see that the timer on that, it's 1 year.
Am I able to run a simulation on the machine to see what would happen if I activated the pod early?
I would say that you can access the files on that pod.
Yeah, that works too.
You see that pod opens every 10 years, every 5 years. And then again, it goes back after a day, it goes back to stasis.
Okay. I'll tell Celine and the doc to prep for activating that pod.
I say, first, let's find out why they are stored in there.
Well, that one, did you relay that information, Ryba?
I'll tell you that as I I'll be start getting that pod ready to
Okay.
be activated
That's
because such and such, you know.
okay. That is probably the safer bet because that seems to be like a caretaker or something.
Looking at the details of the pod, there's no. Is there any difference
Nope.
physiologically?
Like, all the pods are the same, is just only that one that every 5 years it gets out of the ground, it opens, and after a day, and if you look at the logs, there's no specific time, but it's around 1 day, the pod activates again.
Mm-hmm.
How long has it been doing this for?
10,000 years around, plus minus.
I asked the doc how's if the occupant of that cryopod has aged at all compared to the others.
Well, without a way to tell what age they start at, there's not there's not really any way to determine that.
I mean, the other option is we know that it's out in the real world for 1 day every 5 years. And we know it's been going for about 10,000 years.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get this open then. Lieutenant Commander Sela, you take lead with this.
Yep.
There's no need for him to take lead because basically you're gonna just hack it to the point that the timer finishes. And the
Or
out
that could work too. Yeah.
So
And
it's,
then-
I thought if we just manually open it. I didn't realize it was
no,
locked by the
it's roughly about they've aged roughly 5.5 years compared to the rest of them.
What?
I
Just did some quick
don't
math.
I don't know how you calculated that, but for me it gave like two and a half.
Because what I did was you said it was around 10,000 years old. We know every 5 years it opens for about a day. That's 2,000 days it's been open for.
Well, he said 10 and 5, so I don't know which one that Luke is using. So
I don't
Yeah,
think it
that's
matters,
5.
really.
That's around 5 years older, but it doesn't matter because the doctor doesn't have. You didn't go in the medical part of the lab to actually have some information about their physiology. Okay, so um, yeah, Raiba is like if you have two options. Either way, you tell Saline to try to open it, or you can fold the timer that is done and the automatic process would open it. Which the safer way would be to do that.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I don't mind doing it that way. That's fine.
Okay, I will not um make you roll for it.
Okay.
Kval, we have that game in 2 hours, right? The other game.
Yes. Usually starts around 3 my time. It's 1
Okay.
o'clock my time right now.
Okay.
So wait, you're
so-
East Coast then.
Okay.
Usually we're supposed to end this one in about an hour. But yeah.
So you managed to open, and you see the pot getting out of the ground and starting its process and everything like that. Oh, hold on. Yeah, and started its process and everything like that. And the pod starts opening, and you gonna see, if you just give me a second, because for some reason
Dust falls out.
yeah, roll 20 just crushed on me.
The pot opens and nothing but dust falls out.
You see an alien creature for a brief moment, then it transforms into dust.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, I'm not the GM for this one, but that seems about right to me.
that's what always happened on Stargate.
Oh, that's an ugly one.
So you look in the pod and there's an alien that looks like this. That it's in the pod. And with that, we're gonna take a 5 minutes break.
Cool.
So we are back from the break. So this alien comes out of the pod. Um, After the pod opens, the alien is trying to hold his balance on his 6 feet, shakes his hand, and you see him looking at you.
I'll show the crew not to like crowd around him too much. And just gesture to him and say, "Greetings. This is Lieutenant Commander Ryba of the U.S.S. Caliban."
He
Gesture to myself in case he can't understand.
the universal translator is definitely saying what you said in a different language, and he looks at you for a second. You see, like, he's kind of blinking. His eyelashes are very transparent, so if you weren't close enough, you wouldn't even notice. And he says, "Hi." Eh, yeah, he says hi.
We were flying by and noticed that your planet was in some kind of disarray.
So, yeah, it looks like it's been taken over by some kind of AI.
It's also firing projectiles at anything that happens to fly close enough.
Fi- Firing projectiles?
Yeah, the machines built a giant cannon and shot projectiles into space. And at one of our shuttles, we were trying to get some information on your planet, and the red and the blue machines both fired on us.
Almost killing me and Ryba. Pointing to myself and Ryba.
I'll just make a motion to like cut it down a bit, let him speak.
You. The alien moves, like, to somewhere here, and then he moves his arm. Sorry, he puts his foot over something, and he presses, and when he presses, like, some sort of console comes out of the ground, and there's a screen with a lot of codes, like a lot, like code lines on it. And right by, you definitely notice that that's um, a computer code,
Mm-hmm.
and the lines are running really fast. And then he moves his arms, his fingers over, like, what it looks like some holographic buttons, and you see, like, the alien turns towards you and says, they notice they saw your shuttle, and they thought that that's new processing power.
technically that is true. Could you tell us a bit about what's going on this planet?
He, when you ask that question, he kind of turns towards you, and for a second he doesn't say anything, and then he says, "Two AIs are fighting." And then he stops again, and then after like a pause, he says, "Our first AI was the blue AI that was supposed to help us, but that went wrong. And then we created the red AI to protect us and fight the blue AI."
I see.
So why is everyone in here in stasis pods? And also, how long have you guys been in there for?
He looks at Saline and he says, "You ask a lot of questions."
I'd say true.
Trill?
I'd say true.
Oh, you said true. Yeah. He basically turns around and presses buttons on the console. Then he turns around and, to no particular person, he says, "So what's your purpose here?"
Exploration and to get back home.
Are you any assistance with the situation?
Do you think you can do you think you can beat the blue AI?
I mean, one thing we can always do that work on us is basically create an impulse to kill the robots.
Okay, no, would I, I'm saying this to Ryba. Uh, Ryba, would you think the ship would have enough processing power to give the red side an advantage?
Well, it seems as if it's a very balanced conflict, so any amount will most likely lead to a victory of the enemy. Having said that, I wouldn't want to interfere without the captain's approval.
Well, yes, of course, but they
But in
haven't
theory, that seems
asked yet for assistance. But um, I don't even want to, I don't even want to offer uh, offer the option if it's not going to do any good.
Like after you finished, and you definitely noticed that he didn't said anything for at least 3 seconds. He says, "So you do have a ranking system in your society?"
I said yes. Vibe there is
Well, in our organization,
Yeah.
Then again, he lets like 3 seconds pass, and then who's in charge of of you? And he just like wave his hand over three of you.
That would be me at the moment.
Then
We're part
why?
of a larger ship which is in orbit.
Then again, you hear like 3 seconds of silent, and then he says, "Then why are they talking?"
Because we are all we all have basically the same rank. It's just he is slightly ahead of us right now.
It's a good question. If they have something useful to say, then I'm not going to stop them.
Then again, like the pause, and then he says, "So in your society, everybody can speak freely."
More or less, yes.
That's a bit confusing. Can I just speak with you?
If that's what you prefer, then yes, sure.
So, is your organization able to help us?
Well, the organization we're part of is slightly far away, but we have a ship in orbit that could assist you. We do have a captain who's the leader of our entire group. Might be better to talk to him on such matters.
Yes, that might be better.
I'm
So,
assuming you wouldn't want to leave your planet at the moment. If you wanted to, you could come on board and talk to our captain on the ship.
go outside the facility?
Yeah.
You see him like more. He makes the pause longer than usual, and then he says, "Is it safe?"
I mean, given that this is the red side, then I think it's fairly safe as long as you're. I mean, you can tell us more about how these AI behave. We haven't found any hostiles apart from your defenses and your security.
Yeah, how did you pass our defense?
Um, we did what was necessary. It did involve some destruction, unfortunately, but for the most part, we managed to find the signal that would tell the turrets that we were friendly.
Okay, so let's talk with your captain.
Very well. Are you able to establish communication with our ship in orbit?
The only connection of this facility with the outside is this console here, and even this is connected to the red AI.
To keep matters simple, why don't we just head towards head out of the building?
Should we go back to the shuttle or beam up?
Is your captain outside of the
Yes, he's
building?
in on the ship in orbit of the planet.
In the emptiness?
Yeah, if that's what you call it. In the sky.
That's one thing I want to see.
Okay, well, lead the way then.
I whispered to Viber we should probably take the shuttle then to give him an even better experience.
You see him that soon as you said, like, lead the way, he just starts moving towards the corridor.
We'll follow him outside.
Do you still have the jamming activated?
Yeah, it hasn't been turned off.
Yeah.
I have it on my pad. Luckily.
Yeah, you see him moving through the corridor, and he looks towards where the turrets were supposed to be, or they where the turrets are, but the turrets doesn't activate. And then he sees the broken one, and yeah, you see him looking at them, but he doesn't say anything, and he keeps on walking.
Apologies for any damages that we made.
Yeah, you see just his, like, what do you call it? Like those wings here, like flipping up and down, and then
Yep.
they stop, and you keep on continuing, like he's leading the way to the outside.
Yeah, we'll just keep following.
Yeah. So,
I just asked Viber, what about the shuttle?
the thing is that you guys enter through here, and from what you can tell, he's getting to a door here. So, are you following him?
Yep.
So you understand that you got in through here, and the shuttle is somewhere here, and he's going out through this door.
That's okay. It's still all, as long as it's still all in the same general area, it's okay. As soon as we get outside, I'll hail the Caliban though.
Yeah, you managed to exit through this door, and as soon as you exit, he says, "We are out. Where's your captain?" And you just see him looking at the sky, and for some reason, he's not wearing a suit.
I tapped my community. I basically sent a message saying, "4 to beam up."
No. Right over to the Caliban.
Go ahead, Ryba. What's going on down there? I mean,
we've made contact with one of the life signs in the pods. He appears to be a caretaker of some sort that looks after the collection. he's asking for help with combating the AI problem. It would seem that they created an AI which went out of control, and then they created a second one to deal with the problem, essentially. We have him with us on the surface. He would like to speak to you regarding assistance, basically.
Okay, so out of character, what Captain Aslan is doing is he is turning to his console next to him, tapping several buttons, and transmitting a audio visual communications directly to Ribus datapad.
Yeah, your datapad is ringing.
Okay,
Right,
I'll activate it.
You see Ryba with the structure behind him.
Where exactly is the caretaker?
Wait, did you say that?
Yeah, that was in character.
Okay. Right here, Captain, and I'll basically move my body so that we're both in the picture.
Yeah, basically you see the top part of the alien.
The head, basically.
Yeah, I would say from here up.
Which will just make Captain Aslan blink a few times. Interesting. Greetings, I am Captain Aslan of the U.S.S. Caliban.
Greetings, Captain.
My commander there said that you were requesting our help with dealing with the blue AI or the red AI? Which one?
Blue AI.
So that is the one that you lost control of?
Every time when you say something, you definitely noticed like a 3 seconds pause. And then he says, yes.
Can you, or do you know if the AIs, at least from your perspective, have begun assimilating or rather taking over biological entities?
They are not able to take over biological entities, Captain.
Dr. Zenit like coughs to the side and just doesn't say anything other than that.
Yeah, you hear somebody coughing, Captain.
I just shake my head.
Yeah, you don't see something.
Some of your information may no longer be accurate.
3 seconds, then explain, Captain.
Dr. Zinnett,
Yes, Captain?
you have a much better understanding of what's going on with Commander Harper. Would you care to answer that question for him?
Sure. Uh, one of our crew members is currently infected with some type of nanobot from the projectile that was fired from the blue side. And it has co-opted control of his organs. Right now, he's in a induced coma, and it also infected one of our other crew members. And I point to Ryba when I say that. And we were only able to uh, correct his infection, eliminate his infection by use of an EMP.
The AIs are not supposed to take over organic matter.
Well, apparently the blue side did.
I then say, technically, Viper does have non-organic matter in him.
Yeah, but Harper doesn't.
And they're not doing anything with the inorganic material. They are actually interposing themselves in between the signals and run from his brain and running his organs.
So they think you are a computer. You definitely notice that he's ignoring saline.
That's not actually far off. The brain is a kind of organic computer, just like the body is a kind of organic machine.
Then it might be just the physical differences that it's allowing the virus to take over your species. Or he says actually your race, not species.
Well, just to make sure, Mr. Ryba, you're not a human, right?
No, I'm unjoined troll.
I am also a joined troll.
Well, technically, they are
Say
not.
unjoined.
The two people who are infected were not the same species.
Yeah, but they are not our species.
So, in the programming of those AIs, you specifically told them not to infect your species.
No. They are programmed to protect our race.
And I take it they had very different ideas about what protecting your race meant.
Yes.
Now, question is, if we do help with defeating that blue AI, will your red AI then immediately turn right around and try and do the exact same thing?
The red AI has a kill switch. The blue AI doesn't. Because the blue AI was created and then it evolved. The red AI is kind of a copy of the blue one and reprogrammed and then put a kill switch in it. And the laws of the red AI are different than the laws of the blue AI.
Seems you
Seems
learned
you
your
learned your
lesson.
lesson.
Well, Commander Ryba, do you think that would work in the long run, depending on how long these programs have been running?
I don't see why not. I mean, at the very least, it would it would destroy the war that is basically taking place. It would be up to their species whether or not they wish to remove the other one. But we have the code or a signal that would protect them against it if that did happen anyway.
At this point, I can't just start walking. Actually, no, never. I will do that later.
Well, Commander Ryba, what are your thoughts? Dr. Zenit, you're welcome to chime in too if you have anything relevant.
I think we have come this far. We should do our best to help them.
I agree with that.
You just see me. I'm just frowning that the captain didn't include me in that.
You just see Sanin frowning. Don't know exactly why.
All right. Question for, do you have a name?
Yes, and he says something that you don't understand. And the universal translator can not pronounce it because their way of communication is through some sort of like pitched sounds.
Could you write it down for us?
Well, it is nice to meet you. However, unfortunately, I cannot seem to pronounce your name.
Understandable.
question for you would be, what would happen once the blue AI has been defeated?
My job as the caretaker is to assess the situation and wait for the red side to win. And when that happens, I will awaken everybody, and the leader and the council can decide on the next step. And you hear him like not sure if he should have told you all that. Like you hear this hesitation. Like there's pauses between words and things like that.
And I'll look directly at him in the screen and smile slightly. That's understandable. It's not your call.
Yeah, you see again that this kind of those kind of wings, those wings like behind him like flap and then they stop.
Wait, it's the captain's antenna switching.
And yeah, when I see the his back wings flap, my antenna will kind of tilt a little bit and move around. Like, yeah, that's interesting looking.
Yeah, he doesn't react to that. I mean, you don't see him reacting to that.
I'm not sure exactly how long this might take. So, would you prefer to wait inside the building until we contact you again, or how exactly would you go about observing?
Observing the process would be from the console to the red AI, because like from that console it basically monitors everything that it does, and it's an admin and then he stops. Says it's very good to monitor the AI from that console.
Well, if you would like to go there and monitor from there while my crew returns and we can determine exactly how best to help you, we will be back to speak with you once we have come up with a plan and have implemented it. You may see the response from that console before we get back to you.
You see his wings flapping again, and then he says, "Understood, Captain."
I should drive, but should we head back to the shuttle?
And you see the creature leaving your screen, Captain. And Ryba and everybody, you see him turning around and walking back into the building.
I guess he's off then. Yeah, let's head back to the shuttle.
Okay. So
When you are back on the ship, please report to the conference room.
actually, I'm just kind of sad that you didn't include me in the ability to speak.
Did you say that in character?
Yes.
I didn't quite understand what you said.
Overcomes?
Yes.
Okay. Then say it again, because the captain didn't understand what you said.
I said, I'm kind of sad that you didn't include me in the ability to speak to him.
What's your reply to that, Captain? He said that he's kind of sad that you didn't include him in the person that can actually speak with the alien. Did you heard now?
Yeah, I did. I was thinking of exactly how I would respond to that. But yeah, okay. So this is what Aslan says to the open comm. Well, Commander, they had more and more relevant information concerning the virus and what it was doing than you did.
Yeah, I understand. That's why I'm not mad. Just getting sad.
And after I finished saying that, I hit the button to close the comm.
So I guess everybody's in the conference room.
Yeah, I guess mine and the captain's relationship is getting kind of close to what the doctor's and Hopper's relationship was.
Zenith is on the board. Raiba is on the board. I guess.
Oh, technically, it's in the mess hall having dinner.
Okay. So everybody's on the board. So you can drag your own tokens to the conference room. Zenith, Oh, where's Zenith?
He
He's
said,
gone to eat.
"Yeah, he's gone to eat."
Oh, so Zenith is not gonna.
That's why I said he's in the mess hall.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's just at the conference table with his mouth full, eating his, dinner.
Oh, so I guess he's not coming back?
He maybe, I don't know.
I mean, this is the end, right? So
Yeah.
He did say in the chat that he has to go.
Okay.
So he did leave.
Okay. It doesn't matter. Just let's finish up the episode.
All right, so once you guys walk into the conference room, I kind of motion. All right, Ryba,
Captain.
you're. How would you suggest we go about this?
Well, what they need is processing power. We could, in theory, set up some kind of generator on the surface.
Actually, I have a different idea. If they need processing power and there is a kill switch, we've got the program for the transmitter that allows them to transport or transmit that they're part of a specific side.
Yep.
What would happen if you had it set to only respond to the blue saying they're part of the blues? If no response was given to the red side, what would happen?
The red side would likely try and attack.
All right, so what would happen theoretically, in your opinion, if we set up two Type 7 shuttles with the code for the blue and release them within transmitter range?
They would attempt to take over the shuttles.
Which would give the red side two Type 7 shuttles worth of processor.
Yep. That would, in theory, work.
I have a different idea. Captain?
And what would that idea be?
My idea is that we section off a part of the computer core of the
No.
ship. Okay.
I am not risking the ship one way or the other with that virus.
Fair enough.
Unless, you prefer to walk home. Literally. And then I'll look between Ryba and Sela. How long would it take to set up the two Type 7 shuttles for that?
Not long. I would recommend maybe increasing their processing power and stripping out anything that's unnecessary. Weapons, for example.
It'll probably take an hour, maybe two, like in total.
Did you just say an hour to 2 weeks?
Oh, an hour to two. I'd say an hour to two each. Like, it'd probably be an hour to two total.
Sorry, but what I heard come through sounded like an hour to 2 weeks, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, no, that's because I was gonna say each, but decided not to. Halfway through it.
Alright, so we have two Type 7 shuttles. Granted, I would prefer not to use them at all, but I definitely did not want to use this ship.
I mean, the other option is we use a bunch of data pads.
I don't think that would be enough processor power. So set up the 2 Type 7 shuttles as quickly as you can to assist. If you have to deactivate any sort of internal environmental controls, and whoever's piloting them out can wear a spacesuit.
And right, but just oh, he's back.
Well, we're going to use the 2 Type 7 shuttles.
Sounds reasonable to me.
Okay, so what are you gonna just to shorten it up? What are you gonna do? You're gonna have two Type 7 shuttles stripped of all the things that they don't need, like weapons and things like that, and you're gonna.
Well, the Type 7 shuttles don't have weapons, period.
Oh yeah, they don't. Yeah, you're right.
The Type 7 shuttles are the cargo shuttles.
Yep.
So what? We just put a massive computer in the back of the shuttle.
It technically already has one.
I'm saying like we use the cargo, like the cargo area, for another computer.
Some external drives and things.
Again, I don't really think we need to add another computer into it.
I mean, I think every little helps in this case. It is like a planetary war, so
Well, I'm going to leave that up to you, Ryba. I mean, if you think that they need to have another computer core added in there, then that's up to you. But from the captain, I'm telling you guys to get 2 Type 7 shuttles ready, strip out everything that's not needed, and if that means the warp core, then take out their very small warp core and put it in reserve, so that it has the thing to where if it's contacted by the blue side, it will respond saying, "Hey, I'm part of the blue side." And if it's contacted by the red side, it will not respond and get taken over.
yeah. We'll get right on that, Captain.
What if instead of letting them take it over, we just speed the process by, because when the ship, because when we sent the code to both, they said give us processing power. What if we at that point then give them the processing power?
That's what we'll be.
Okay. Just so we don't get caught off in all the details, um, you're gonna send those two shuttles. Are they gonna be manned, or are you gonna autopilot it to the range, like into the range?
Autopilot.
Well, you could do either one, autopilot or pilot in a spacesuit and beamed out if need be. But yeah, safety wise, just in case they get infected, yeah, it probably would be easier to send it autopilot.
Okay, and I guess you leave the antenna open. Let's see.
Well, at least long range antenna. Short range is still there because it needs to say, "Hey, I'm part of this." Blah blah blah.
Odds or even?
Yes, even.
Odds or even again?
Uh, even. Oh,
So you send the two shuttles into comms range, and they get taken by the red side really fast. And you see the planet, like Riba on scanners, notice that the red side is starting to getting ground, but like very small amount of ground. And then out of the sudden, one of the shuttles starts flying towards the planet. And it's starting to fly towards the blue side, and it just crushes into one of the buildings. Soon after the shuttle crushed, you definitely see a very big difference, and the red side is winning very fast. And from what you can tell, the red side would be like, from your calculations, right, bud? The red side would be able to get the whole planet in like 3 days.
I said, well, it looks like I have to make another shuttle.
Stay on track for what we're achieving to do, Captain.
I want a full scan of where it crashed, what it crashed into, everything.
Yeah, right, but you can definitely tell it definitely crushed in one of the main power generating facilities. So what the red side it basically did is starved the blue side of power. Because only that facility was 20% of the power. And then the red side starts conquering or capturing, or from what you can see, starting to capture a lot of the blue side with the power supplies.
Now, Reba, Celine, using that information, is there any way we could modify the deflector dish to generate power for the red side and transmit it directly towards their power supply?
It wouldn't make any difference.
Okay, then. Well, if it won't make any difference, then it doesn't matter. But
Yeah,
that's what
no,
I
I'm
want.
just saying that. I'm just saying that to Raiba. It wouldn't make any difference
mean-
because the power distribution is exactly what each computer needs. It's balanced on that idea.
Basically, if we want to help even more, we would fire at the power facilities on the blue side.
I think I would suggest, Captain, we just wait and let the process take course. Might take a few days, but we'll monitor it.
Okay, just sit around here for a few days, wait for it to finish.
I would say that's the best thing to do. We have some repairs to take care of.
We should probably even contact the guy and say, don't go back. It should be a bit before. Actually,
He already
should-
knows.
he probably should know that it's gonna be a bit. It's gonna be a bit, and then it's gonna be done.
So I guess you're just gonna wait?
Recommendation, yes.
Okay, so with that, we're gonna end today's episode. I would say that you guys waited it out, and that person was monitoring, and then you managed to contact and talked with him, and he's saying that everything goes according to plan and the red side is winning. And then next game we gonna start with a short RP session between their leader and the captain, because there's some things that he needs to discuss. And after that, we'll see, because we might go on one RP game. Most of the game RP, because there's a couple of things that the captain wants to do. There's the brain that you guys have that you might want to experiment with. Raiba has his game that it's been a while since he played.
Yeah, next week might be a lot of roleplay.
Yeah, exactly. There
enough.
might be a lot of roleplay, and also I will think about, like, if you guys finish that roleplay really fast, I would think about like a really short RP session with the Maxians or something like that.
Yeah, we haven't heard back from them when we let them know, hey, there's this planet here doing this funky thing.
Yeah, maybe, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like, if you guys finish faster with your own roleplay, I might like bring the Maxians to where you are and maybe have an interaction with them or something like that.
I mean, also, did we? So, are there a similar level of technology to did we break the time directive?
So with
Mention it. So
yeah, with this, I'm not gonna comment on that. With this, I'm gonna end the session.